and someone give you a fiver, that would set you up for so much.
Who's this someone? It depends who's giving me the fiver.
I'm not talking about you getting groomed. I mean,
Well, you said someone's giving you a fiver. I used to walk home from school and go to the chip shop on a Friday. If a random stranger went, "Here's a fiver," I'd be like, "Perfect, I can get the chips and gravy." Learning, and after 13 years in government, you think that the Conservative Party would have learnt how to run the country. Callum, have they learnt yet?
Hi, Callum Scott here, Bedlam reporter, who was Forest Stage live from the Conservative Party conference here in Manchester, where I currently am right now.
Brilliant.
No.
Fantastic. Proud.
No, they haven't.
They haven't learnt. Welcome to the Bedlam podcast. As you may have seen, that we are trying something different, but it's still a place of uproar and confusion. Now you're joined by a favourite two faces of the podcast, which is me, obviously, and a man who needs no introduction. Some say he used to be the drummer for Huddersfield Town, but he is just a ginger Care Bear. It is Callum Scott. And before any introductions, anything's needed, let's just take a throwback to yesterday.
Matondo! Matondo! That is stunning from Robbie Matondo! It's 3-3 in a pulsating derby.
He's done me. He's done me already. We're what, 2 minutes in? Oh.
The funniest thing is, right? So with the new way that we're playing, or the new way that we're driving here, is that we're both signed in to the same thing. You could see that if you click in the right place, you can see that.
I know what I'm doing.
But the most dangerous thing is,
I'm scared to touch anything because the last time I tried, you just told me to leave it alone.
Oh yeah, because I was in the middle of editing something, and all of a sudden it just kicked me straight out of it.
So leave it alone.
But
that was nice, thanks. You kept that well hidden.
You're welcome. So since we've last been here, the war in Ukraine has continued to roar on with no sign of ever ending. Another war's broken out in the Middle East, with Israel and Palestine going after one after another, with countless citizens being caught up in the fighting. Bridges have collapsed after yet another ship has caused a massive issue to the world. Huddersfield Town have finally won a game of football. Leeds Knights have been crowned champions of the league, but the Conservative government are still in charge and are still providing the Bedlam podcast with the content we all crave for. Welcome.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, so we've got fresh stream, as you can see in the back corner, all the way up there. Other side. It's powered by StreamYard. We're not sponsored by them. This is just a trial.
If being sponsored by them gets us free stuff, then I would be very happy to accept.
We've got
on behalf of both of us, I would accept.
We've got a new opening. We actually have a closing as well. What else do we have? Oh yeah, we have some funky little stuff that are coming up along the way. And we
are there any more surprises for me?
No.
Oh, okay, so I now know what's coming.
Yeah, you know what's coming. If you click on banner,
when you played the first bit, I didn't know that was coming, did I?
Which bit?
The very first clip that you've just shown on this brand new shiny thing. I didn't know that was coming.
Hang on, what? Hang on. I'm just gonna have to refresh my memory.
Matondo! That is stunning
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
No, you didn't. If you click on banners on the right hand side, and then you click on
there.
brand,
Oh,
and then if you click on brand and scroll down a little bit, there's a thing called video clips.
right.
Go on, click it. You know you want to.
No,
No, honestly, click. Go on, do it. I dare you to.
I don't want to watch it again.
Matondo!
Once yesterday was enough. Thank you.
I mean, if he wanted to, he could delete it from the queue.
I quite like that. It's just there, stalking me.
Right, so come on, let's get into it.
The actual meat of this bloody thing.
Let's do something fancy, right? Are we ready? Are we ready, viewers? And right, also, hold up. So as we say, this is a test. This could go massively wrong, but it's still a podcast. So this is the first time we're trialing it. This is the first time we've been on this together. If it doesn't work, how are you watching this? But if it goes all swimmingly, then really sorry for the people on Spotify because we're not really sure how this is going to work, but we're going to roll with it.
I mean, they're still going to hear the audio of what's happening, so you're just going to have to fill in the gaps, use your imagination a bit.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you're listening on podcast right now, if you're listening on Spotify right now, then the fun is on YouTube. Because you get exactly the same thing. If you don't want to see us, then continue to watch on or listen on Spotify. But if you do want to see us and you're listening on Spotify and you want to see all the fancy, new, funky little things that we're doing here, then just head over to YouTube, to the Bedlam YT. And the first protocol is...
Right? Hey!
So since we've last been here, there is some royal family health issues.
There is.
And so we found out before we did with Kate that Mr. King Charles has cancer. Yeah, that guy there, that Callum's pointing at. No, not that one. That one. He's got cancer. And then Kate Middleton went hiding, went missing, basically. And it turns out she's got cancer as well. So great.
I mean, I did love the absolutely mental conspiracy theories for Kate. I'm sure we'll come on to it, but that was one of the best 24 hours on the internet I've ever had.
What, with the whole just like trying to find out where she is?
Oh my God, she's dead.
Yeah, and everyone's just literally trying to find it. Like taking, who were it? TMZ that took a photo of both William and Kate at a garden centre.
Yeah, and then people were like clipping the picture and it's like, that's not her. It's not her. It doesn't even look like her at all. That's actually a body double.
To be fair, right, it was a bit weird because that photo that came out of her in the car did not look like her at all.
No.
Then we had the other photo of her posing with the 3 children that wasn't actually of her.
Not even her kids. Someone else's children.
And then all of a sudden we've got Kate Middleton back again.
Yeah, but I think they were forced into the position of actually telling people what was going on because people genuinely started to believe that the woman had died.
It wasn't our fault. Don't blame us.
Who's us?
The media. Well, technically, I'm not the media. I am just the driver. You are the media.
I am all of the media. I'm Sir John Media.
You are the media. Well, now we've addressed that, shall we move on?
Oh, this twat. Where do you want
Is
to
this
start?
the end of the road for Rishi Sunak?
The problem
Tell
is
'em.
it's a very, very long road, and it's difficult to tell whereabouts on the road we are. But yeah, the what are they called? The things that you see in films when someone dies. The vultures are circling the corpse of the Conservatives. Oh, that's a good analogy. I'm going to use that, writing it down somewhere.
The corpse of the
The
Conservatives.
The vultures are I'll write it down later. Anyway, yeah, things are a little bit quiet because of Easter. Happens at Easter. It's very dull time to be into politics at Easter. If you're not all that bothered about it, then I suppose it's exactly the same as every other day of the year. To be fair, but yeah, they've got some pretty big by-elections coming up in Blackpool, especially, and apparently after those, our dear old friend Priti Patel might be coming back to prop up the government. Do you remember her? Yeah, I do too.
Wow. They really know how to annoy some people, don't they?
I mean, it's like the worst band in the world doing a reunion. Ooh. Yeah, they're pretty toast, actually. Pretty really toast. They're screwed. I've just seen what you've added to the queue. They're pretty screwed. And then you had this thing this week. I don't know if you've.
Patel's pretty screwed government.
Oh, great! That's great. That's a newspaper headline for someone like the Sun. And I don't know if you saw that there was a Westminster honey trap.
No, go ahead.
So a honey trap is basically where people try and exploit you, blackmail you through explicit images. And there's been one going around Westminster. So basically it's a WhatsApp from somebody who has been messaging MPs. Don't really know how they got their number to start with, but they've been messaging them, pretending that they know them, trying to get essentially them to expose themselves so that they can be blackmailed. One MP has come out and said that he passed the number on to colleagues and that maybe they have explicit images of him, but we don't know how many have actually sent the explicit. Hey, nice. We don't know how many have actually sent the explicit images at this point, but it's not just MPs, it's been journalists as well and all sorts. Not me, funnily enough, but that's fine. We'll part that. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Is that the whole thing about China? No. Oh, because I know that China have been done for cyber attacks and stuff like that.
No. So this is just like, it seems like it's one person.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'll read you a bit of what somebody said. Coming from a number I did not have saved in my phone, it read, "Long time no speak. How are you doing? Miss seeing you around Westminster." The user's profile picture showed a man and a woman, both probably in their 20s, having dinner. I zoomed in on the photo as much as I could, but I recognised neither of them. "Very sorry," I replied. "Who's this?" The response was instant. "Haha, it's Charlie. I used to work in Parliament and we swapped numbers after drinking one night." And then seconds later, I'd pretend to be offended, but it was a while ago. It was pretty odd now. Yes, one way a journalist might make contacts in Westminster is to hang around the bars and pubs, but the point is to make contacts, not to fail to save their number and then forget them. And more obviously, why did Charlie keep leaving kisses at the end of their message?
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. Very, very weird. But somebody did a report on it last week, and it turns out that there's a lot of MPs involved in this, and it's all the same person. So, yeah, that's what's going down.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway.
Pretty Patel cool. Pretty cool. That's what we did there.
What? Where did I just put that thing? Because I want to go on to the next thing, but I can't figure out.
Do you want me to fill? Do you want me to do some fill? I can do some fill if you want.
What I did with it. Because it's
Two
disappeared
Ariels get
from
married on a roof. The wedding was rubbish, but the reception was brilliant.
Wow.
Not.
You know where that.
Who's
What?
there? We asked the questions here.
Hang on. I'm having technical difficulties over here. I'm back. I was having technical difficulty. Basically, after a certain amount of time, my speakers turn off. I think the reason why I can't find it is because I think it's been deleted.
Matondo! That is stunning!
Aguero!
Honestly, the minute where that goal hit the back of the net, I hit the bar hard. But it was wonderful. It was a wonderful day. I don't know what are we doing now? What are you doing?
Do you know when you said you hit the bar hard? A little bit like this.
Yeah, not far off that. Yeah, I'm still really, really badly bruised from that, actually, but it's fine. I'm sending
my leg
down the bill.
I'm not gonna lie. By the way, right? So we figured out together that this is a little bit too intimate.
Ooh, yeah, too close. You're all up in my shit.
We've gone with this. So is this all right, guys? We could do this. Or we could do this. Hey, boys.
You've both just lost a little bit of dignity there, but I think that's fine. I think we can go on with that.
So next one. Is Britain ready for war? So I mentioned in the start of this that there's a couple of massive wars going on, and we're kind of involved a little bit with them. But since Israel have taken out a couple of British people that were part of the support group, yeah, it's a little bit down under where now the West have decided that you need to stop firing bombs at each other, otherwise it's going to get pretty dirty.
Yeah, I mean this is the weirdest. Well, this is going to sound weird. This is the strangest war ever because it's a war being fought basically with one side fighting and the other side just not fighting back. It's not a war.
They started it really, didn't they?
They did, but in fairness to, I can't really say in fairness to Hamas, but you know, I've started digging the hole, so I'll finish it. In fairness to them, they're not being propped up by two of the biggest world powers in terms of buying arms.
Yeah, this is true.
You know, it's not really a fair scrap, is it? It's like you come to the playing field. I've brought a machete and an AK-47. You can have this wooden spoon.
Do you know what? All right. As soon as we started talking about it and you just stumbled on your words because you're just there going, oh shit, I shouldn't really say this. I was sort of thinking to myself, this is why we didn't talk about the war in Russia.
Yeah, pretty similar. And the fact that I've got some quite high windows that I don't fancy falling out of.
Same.
So, you know.
To be fair, right? Do you remember the intern?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's still interning.
What's she been doing in the time that we've not been here? She's just been like unemployed, just sitting in the corner.
Same as us, mate. Not getting paid.
Yeah, good.
She did say the other day that I opened the window because it was very warm, and she did once turn around to me and go, I could fall out of there. I'm like, right.
Do we need to send the intern for psychiatric assessment?
If you want to fall out of there, that's fine. But please, can you just write a message to say, I didn't fucking push you first?
God didn't kill me. Just leave that. Look, it says. That's what it says.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting episode, wouldn't it? That'll be a weird little thing on the bottom of the screen.
But to answer the question that is on screen, is Britain ready for war? No. I don't think we are.
No.
I think we are in the worst state ever, but we could also be playing a big, massive blinder in the whole fact of we're just playing it down and then we are just going to come out all guns blazing and just take everyone down. But I don't think that's going to happen.
When you say take everybody down, who are we taking down?
Just anyone that stands in his way. It's a little bit like when the British Empire ruled all, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, a little bit like that, yeah.
Sorry, Callum, I'm bringing back memories for you.
No, funnily enough, it was a bit before my time. Britain was just as irrelevant when I was born as it is now. Burn.
Anyway, so the months are counting down until we run out of content.
What,
Because,
when we're in the bunker?
No, because obviously Rishi Sunak is going to not be Prime Minister of the United Kingdom no more. But should we start building the content now?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh God. Oh, hello. Oh, how are you? Hey.
At the moment, there is an Angela Rayner tax scandal.
Get used to this, by the way, because this will be happening weekly.
Yeah, it's very weekly. So reports say that Angela Rayner didn't pay the correct amount of tax on a house that she sold back in 2015. Or is this the media just trying to drum up a little bit of hatred towards the government that are about to come into power? Well, Keir Starmer said earlier today that the Tories should be focusing on bringing down A&E waiting times instead of how much time Angela Rayner has spent with her husband 10 years ago.
Yeah. So on the point that you've left sort of rolling across the bottom there, I think it's a little bit of both, actually.
Yeah.
I think that there is a story here, but it isn't as big as what it's been made out to be. But it's been made out to be this big because it's the first real piece of anything that has come out of the Labour camp that people can use to sling. There's going to be a lot of this going around in the build-up to the election, just shit slinging at each other. And for a while, it has been pure shit coming out of the Conservatives and quite a clean arse on Labour. And now they've got a little bit of shit, and so they've started just throwing it at each other. But I think there's less in this than what's been made out to be.
I think it's just one of those things now, isn't it? It's a little bit like propaganda, isn't it? They try and make each other look very bad. And I've not seen it yet, but I am waiting for it. Obviously, the Conservatives had the party in Downing Street. No, sorry, it wasn't a party. They had the getting together in Downing Street. No, wait, no, that didn't happen, did it? Because everyone's WhatsApp messages got deleted. I don't know what it was then.
They were working hard to help the nation.
Yeah, that were it. During COVID, when we weren't supposed to be with each other. No, but there were employees though. There were employees. Work from home. Oh, right. Yeah, no, sorry, we can't do that because we're running the country. What? So you can't run the country over Zoom?
I mean, look at us. We're running the podcast arena over StreamYard. So, you know.
Oh, go us. But yeah, I am waiting for it. You've got all these other parties coming up like Reform UK and stuff like that. Everyone is against now the Conservatives, as we know. But what would a landslide Labour government look like? Like,
Cast
do you
your
think...
mind back to 1997 if you can.
Go on. Right, you try it as well then, Callum.
Mine stops at 9/11. No, I'm trying. No, I can't. But 1997, John Major's out the door. This young, hip, rock and roll prime minister's in the door. You might know him. He's called Tony Blair. D. Reams, things can only get better. He's in the charts. Things are looking up. England have just crashed out of Euro 96 in Italy. The country's heartbroken but hopeful. And that was the biggest Labour landslide to date.
Did you just pause there when you started taking the piss out of England crashing out and expecting me to hit the button again?
I might have done. I might have done, but you didn't, and that shows how big a person you really are becoming.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Thanks.
Don't worry about it.
It's because I've got a desk job and I sit down on my ass 9 to 5 Monday to Friday.
Matondo!
I didn't put anything there. This is Callum. Callum did that.
Don't look at me. Don't look at. Why would I play that? Why would I play that? I wouldn't.
We heard you click, mate. We heard you click.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh, shit.
Do you know, right? The best thing about this is the whole fact of it doesn't have to auto flick between us.
Yeah.
Both on screen and you can both see us. So if you start talking and I just use that moment to pick my nose a little bit, I can't do that no more.
No, I
I've got to
can't.
do it before or after the stream's finished. Or if I wanted to quickly just get a little bit of a pick, I could go like this, pick my nose and stuff like that.
Yeah, then I can't, because then I'm full screen and that's worse.
I'm really glad you went mouth first instead of nose.
Yeah.
But second part of that ticker that's going across the bottom for the people that are listening on Spotify. Why? What would a landslide Labour government look like? Would people go out in the masses to remove the Conservatives? But could they do more damage to an already down and out Conservatives? I don't think many people are going to go and vote this year.
No, I don't either. But I think enough people are going to vote not Conservative.
But I think, to be fair, right, I am in two minds about it, because when I was writing or planning, because we've actually had to plan something today. I
nearly messed it up as well.
How do you mean?
By being late.
Oh, no, it's fine. Don't you worry about it. I'm just starving over here, you know what I mean? I'm hungry. I'm going to die.
You know, it's Johnny Vegas.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it, and I think it's one of those things of, back when it were Boris Johnson versus Jeremy Corbyn. Was it? Well. No, I think it was, wasn't it? And everyone started voting for Corbyn because of he was trying to get down with the kids in it, and
in it, free Wi-Fi for everyone and bus passes and shit, in it.
Oh mate, I forgot about that. How does that work? Free Wi-Fi? Who's paying for that?
What a world we could have had. What a country we would have been.
Could you imagine, right, if Jeremy Corbyn came into charge and it set out all this money to one side for all this free Wi-Fi and then COVID hit?
Yep.
That would have been disastrous.
I mean, the handling of the COVID crisis couldn't have actually been any more disastrous than it was.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done it a lot better. But I mean, for us and stuff like that, who managed to, without working and stuff like that, we got money, didn't we? At the end of the day, we weren't just all sat twiddling his fingers, going, "How am I going to turn TV on and I can't afford it?"
Yeah,
we could have all gone more crazy than what we already are.
But you only realise how bad they handled it when you look back at it, because at the time nobody knew what was going on, so we were just like. Yeah, okay, cool, do what you want, because no one's ever had to deal with this, so you just do it.
Yeah, it's not been as big as it before. But to be fair, I think it's either one or the other. Not many people are going to turn out, or you get every single man, dog, cat, hamster, pigeon, python.
The pigeon vote is really important. If Labour get the pigeon vote, then they're definitely in.
Yeah. And I think if every single man and his dog go out and vote, it's going to be massive, and Labour are going to be there going shit, and not seeing a bigger turnout than this since Boris Johnson tried to do something in the government.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the more people will come out is if they keep going the way that they're going and making it really divisive and horrible, like pitting people against each other. So, like, Reform have started doing it now to Tories and Labour and going, well, if you vote for us, then you're not either of these. Or if you vote for the Tories, you're rich. If you vote for Labour, you're a socialist pig, commie. So, and the Tories are doing that, and Labour have not really started the cranking up of the election machine yet, but it is coming. It's not far off, so you will start to see that soon, and it'll get really, really horrible.
Yeah. But then, when it does inevitably happen, is the question marks over a Labour government?
Always. There should always be question marks over any government, but Labour are coming into this without... Unless things, they will have a good mandate, right? They will have a good amount of people voting them in if they do get in, right? The polls show that and have consistently shown that for maybe 2 years. The questions are not going to be over whether they will win. The questions are going to be, right, you have won. What are you going to do about the war in the Middle East? What are you going to do with Russia and what are you going to do with Russia and Ukraine? How is our international relations going to look? Because historically, Labour pretty terrible at international relations, pretty good at keeping things tight at home, but pretty bad dealing with everybody else in the world. So a lot of questions, a lot of worry over whether Keir Starmer will actually do the job properly, whether he's a good leader when he's actually in the position to lead. We don't know, but there are questions, lots of questions.
I think the biggest question mark over any new government coming in, whether that be like when Theresa May took over from David Cameron and having new manifestos, and whether they're going to live up to that or they're just going to use it as a ploy just to get in, where I don't think this time it's like that. I feel like Keir Starmer doesn't need to promise anything to try and get the votes. He just needs to...
See, I like him, but I don't want that. I want him to have to promise things and then have to deliver on them, because if you don't have to promise things, then you're sort of given free rein, and that's dangerous to anyone.
No, I mean, like, you didn't have to go over and above to promise something like free Wi-Fi or free Mackies on a Friday and stuff like that.
Ooh, that
you
would
know,
be good.
If you don't have to make those ridiculous, like, manifesto party sort of promises.
Free hand jobs for the blind.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to that. Yes, please.
You're not blind. Here, let me get this pin.
Yeah, you didn't have to go over and above at promising ridiculous things and making all these stupid party pledges, because he sort of knows he's got one hand on 10 Downing Street anyway.
Yeah.
So he knows he can do this more sensibly, he can come in, he can promise the right things. But I think the biggest thing for me is trying to make it work with the money as well as, so not just like throwing money at everything. There has to be certain rises in areas and stuff like that. And obviously we're in another recession. Labour have to deal with that again. After last time, they had to deal with it last time. So
yeah, I mean,
can they do it? Have they got the right people in charge? Can people know what 2 out of 3 is?
I think people tend to forget how well Gordon Brown negotiated the 2008 financial crash. I think people do forget that he kept the money. It was terrible. The recession was the big recession that everybody remembers when shit was mental, was nuts. But we came out so much better compared to different countries in Europe. Like, look at Greece, they had to get a bailout. Look at Ireland, they had to get a bailout from the EU. Look at Spain, there's now whole bits of Spain where, in fact, I don't know if you've seen the Top Gear episode where they're in Spain and they go to that airport that's like completely empty. There's whole bits of the country that were built, were used, and then just everyone moved out. So there's villages, airports, motorways with nobody using them even now.
So it's almost like the Olympic Games in Brazil.
Yeah, or the outskirts of Leeds.
Welcome to Huddersfield.
Yeah, I can't say anything. So yeah, I think Labour get a bad rap with finances. They're known as the party of taxation, right? But that was you got to think we've only ever had 3 Labour governments, really. You had Harold Wilson in the 60s, Tony Blair and Gordon Brown in the like 90s and noughties, and what was it? Clement Attlee in just after the Second World War. Don't know why I didn't say that one first because the other 2 were in time order, but I forgot that one.
I was wondering where you're going because I'm sort of thinking.
I went in time order right up until the last one, which should have been at the start. So forget Clement Attlee, and then fucking Harold Wilson, and then Gordon Brown and Tony Blair. Thank you.
Can you remember how long we had to do an episode before we had to like go away, take a piss, get a cup of tea, come back, enjoy?
No.
But it's sort of like 40, 45 minutes or something.
Yeah, but we didn't have we never had the structure.
Yeah.
We just used to turn the camera on and talk.
Yeah. But now that we've got a structure to it, I'm sort of going through what we've done. There's like 3 things left.
Well, like rattling through it, I think is good.
Yeah.
We're still on like 40 minutes, aren't we?
Yeah, it's just coming up to 38. But 2 minutes of that was the intro that is brand new.
Shit. Oh, all right, okay. Yeah, I forgot we had an intro now. Jesus. Yeah, fair enough. The steady flow.
This is probably a really bad time for Callum's internet to start dropping out, isn't it?
What?
Yeah, Callum decided that he was going to start going. So no one just heard what you just said, but this is the fun of running the country over Zoom.
Is it back yet?
Yeah, man.
Well, that's fine because I didn't say anything important anyway.
Spoke a lot of shit.
No need for that. You little bitch.
Do we talk about it?
I actually want to talk about the actual game of football because that was awful.
Do we roll the clip?
Before you roll the clip, can I just say at least 3 or 4 times you had to tell me to calm down during the game? Okay.
I'm going to roll the clip.
Yeah, right.
Matondo!
Yeah,
You're
wrong clip. If no one can tell, we are in the huddle at the front.
Yeah, I can't. It's not a green screen. I was going to try and point, but my arm just disappeared.
Yeah, we literally at the front where it says loyal on the banner. That's where we are.
Yeah.
But if we just roll the clip back, did you notice that Dan head dove into the first?
Yeah, I
Just
did,
head
because I felt his head before I felt the rest of him.
Is that the chair that Rachel was talking about on Saturday after the game?
Yes. Yes. Because it's got me on it, right? I'm pointing at the screen, so it doesn't matter. It's got me on it there with Dan, and then Smithy just stands on it.
And then there's me, then there's Stephen as well as.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say.
I have nothing to say on the actual game of football. I think it was a terrible, terrible game, which actually I'd predicted before the game.
To be fair, right, when we were talking to your mate in concourse before,
Oh,
and then he went, "Oh, what do you think the score's going to be?" And I said 2-1, but I think it's going to be a dramatic late winner. I was half right.
yeah. I mean, I saw nothing but us losing, and to be fair, we probably if Millwall weren't just as bad as us, we would have lost that game quite horrendously.
Yeah. I think the wind had a lot of part to play in it as well.
Yeah,
Because like there were certain times where the keeper would kick it out from north side and it'd just hover and it'd just fall straight to us. But we never counted on it. We never did anything with it. We just sat with the ball and did nothing until the 91st minute when the whole stadium started booing. And then everyone's on Twitter after the game going, "Why do you boo the players while you have the balls on them? Why can't we just do it after the game?"
The manager comes out and says it's not helpful. I was like, I tell you what's not helpful, being at one point 22nd in the league.
Yeah.
No, that's not helpful. Thank you. And good night.
Yeah. Do we talk about the other West Yorkshire accomplishment over the last couple of weeks?
I think we should. Well, you should. I'll let you take the lead on this one because I will admit to everybody here, and you probably already know, I know nothing of this game. I went to watch it once. It was a wonderful experience. It was eye-opening. We got a copyright strike, and I've not been back since. Take it away.
A copyright strike? Where we banned?
Where was it? Russia?
Russia and Belarus.
Ah, yes. I feel sorry for the Belarusian lads. Can't watch that.
It was Whistle, I think. Let me blow your whistle, baby. Whistle, baby. Here we go.
That sounds about right.
Anyway, Leeds Knights are the champions of the NIHL. To be fair, right, it was never in doubt. It was never not going to happen, right? There was a few close shaves, but we had such a massive points, like so many more points than the team in second, that it was literally going to happen, and it happened a couple of weeks before the end of the season, which is good. So we champions. I got a very good photo with the trophy on the ice after the game, and probably shouldn't have been there, but hey, we did it. We like breaking rules and being places where we shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's us. That's us all over. We're trendsetters. We're social butterflies, and most of all, we hate the police, right? Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. So massive thing for Leeds Knights. Are now back-to-back champions.
So what do they go up to now, or are they in already what is like the Prem?
Yeah, no. So it works similar to the MLS. So like, if you're in the top league or the Super League and stuff like that, you're in the top league. You've got to pay to get there.
Right. Okay.
So like, if you are good and you've got a good team and you've got enough money to pay to get into the top league, then you can do. And there's like different little rules and stuff like that, because in the league that Leeds are in now, I think you can only have 2 foreign players or 2 foreign imports. But I think like in the top league, you can have more or whatever like that. I don't know. I'm not really fussed because I don't think Leeds are going to go to the Elite League for a long time yet.
So what would you need to change to get in there? What do they need to do?
Invest a lot of money into it.
So would you, like when I went, the crowd was good. Like you can't get much more in there. So is it going to be a question of like moving where they play so that they can get more people in, or what?
I don't really know. I don't know what the plan is, and I don't know what you would do. And nor do I know what the arenas are like in the Elite League. I only know like Sheffield Steelers and Nottingham Panthers play at the Motor Point arenas in their cities, which are massive. And the arena at Leeds only fits in 2,500, which is next to Ellen Road. Before people start coming at me going, Leeds Arena fits more than 2,500 people in it. Yeah, but they've not got an ice hockey rink in the middle of Leeds Arena, have they? No, right? Come at me.
Oh, all right. I just checked to see if my former local team were in the top division, and they are. They're Manchester Storm are in the Elite Ice Hockey League.
What is the capacity of the arena there? Because they don't play at Manchester Arena, do they?
No, they don't. They play at Planet Ice in Altrincham.
Yes.
Let's have a look and see. I am doing hot research, hot off the press right now.
So the NIHL is a Planet Ice league, and Leeds are a Planet Ice team, and there's like a couple other teams in this league that are Planet Ice, and obviously it goes into the Elite League as well.
So the Altrincham Ice Dome has 2,140 seats and up to 300 standing places.
Okay, so it's similar to Leeds, so they don't really need to get a bigger arena.
It looks very similar. So yeah, it's all about the cash money.
Yeah.
Put them season ticket prices up, lads.
No, please don't, because they're already in a position.
Let's exploit our already expensive season tickets.
It's already enough as it is. I think it's cost $1,000 for me and in turn.
It's cost £1,000. Oh mate, find a different. Start watching football.
No, because that's going up as well. I used to be able to get in.
Going up by that much.
You used to get in for £250.
Mate, is there different rules in the elite division, because all of their players seem to be Canadian?
Yeah, so it's all about imports and stuff like that. So
yeah, all of their players are American Canadian. There's a couple from Scandinavia and one bloke called Michael from Scotland.
So I think like with Sheffield Steelers, I think they've gone down a different route of having British players, because when Britain were playing a couple of weeks ago, Sheffield Steelers were struggling a little bit because the majority of their players are in the Great British team.
Okay.
So they've gone a different way about it. But yeah, I don't think there's import rules in Elite League, but I think one of our many listeners to this podcast will correct me if I am wrong. And no doubt they will start chewing my ear off as soon as they hear this segment. But yeah,
I think I might know what listener you're referring to, actually.
But I know that in the NIHL it's 2 imported players, but Leeds are being a little bit sneaky because they have actually got a third, and lots of people are going, "How you got that third player?" It's
Please
because
tell me like a dual national or something.
yeah.
Oh, yes. I love that sort
So
of housery. That's top.
he's like Canadian, but he's also got like British heritage to him as well, so he can qualify as a British player. And then our other 2 players. So we've got another dual national as well. We've got a person who's Spanish and Scottish, and he's called Jordan Buesa.
Buffer.
Yeah, man, he's great.
The absolute scenes that Petr Cech plays for Belfast.
Yeah. He does. Yeah, it's crazy.
Unreal. Well, I've learned a lot there. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Yeah. So
That's hot off the press from our resident ice hockey reporter there.
So, how long has it been since the last podcast? Wasn't the last podcast an emergency one when they were ousting out loads of people out of Downing Street?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was the reshuffle, which was ages ago.
So, there's a massive question what people want to know.
One of us has been tired.
I'm knackered as well. Yeah, I'll let you take away.
Where should I fucking? I censored myself then. Where should I start? Do you think?
Well, the thing that I want you to start with, the elephant in the room. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about where is your big massive window in that Manchester bedroom gone?
The one where I was right then that I'm no longer in.
What?
Yeah.
You're no longer in the bedroom in Manchester no more?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Where are you, Callum?
Back in the HD postcode.
Brat.
I have returned from M14.
Brat. Yeah, man.
Brap. Motherfucker,
Cool.
brap. Yeah, I decided to leave my job there and come back here, and it's been good. I've enjoyed it. It's I missed it, and now I've just like the reason why I was late to this is because I was viewing a house which I have since put an offer on.
Very good. Was it so the first one or the second one that you showed me?
The second one. So I went today to check 2 places out, and it was really weird because I was viewing the 2 places, and so was everybody that was also viewing them. Everyone was looking at the same places.
Oh.
Very weird, but I got a bit pally with the estate agent who is also into journalism and stuff.
Nice.
So I was early. He turned up early. We started having a chat. He was also into journalism. We started journaling it up. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you're all right, mate. Oh yeah. And he said that if you put an offer in, I'll make sure that you're top of the list. So I put an offer in straight away.
Very good. Shout out to William H. Brown.
I think it actually was William H. Brown as well. That's really weird. I'm sure it is William H.
Brown. Just wondering, how was your 2:30 wake-up call this morning?
Awful. I never want to do that ever again. That was horrific. I thought it was a dream.
What,
For a good solid 10 minutes after I woke up, I thought I'd dreamed the whole thing.
What? So did your phone just start ringing or something?
So this morning I got a phone call, but I'd fallen asleep last night listening. I must have fallen asleep listening to something because my phone had fallen down the side of my bed.
Right.
So I was woke up by the phone ringing, but I couldn't get to the phone to answer it. So then it went away, and I was like, oh, well, it's never anyone ringing at this time because it was about 2:30. I was like, anyone ringing at this time, it's never going to be good news, is it? So
They'll leave a message.
I got my phone, right? Checked, and I put the number in to WhatsApp to see if I could see who it was, because it just came up as like an unknown number. And then they rang back. I answered. It's like, there was a break-in at the Sainsbury's that I'm working at now. The police are already there. Can you get there as soon as possible, please? I was like, oh, Christ.
Lovely.
Because I live
Very
the closest and top of the list. So,
So, was it a bit of a shit show when you got there then?
I was nuts. I got there was glass all over the floor. There was 2 police officers just stood in the shop. The alarm's still going off. I turned up. I was like, "Hello, what's happening?" So there's nobody here currently. We've checked your CCTV for you. We've got all that. There's some blood on the floor, so don't clean anything, don't touch anything, because we're going to get CSI to come out in the morning. I was like, this is the morning. It's the morning now. I'm here in the morning. And then my morning this morning consisted of ringing everybody I needed to ring to let them know, finding out how much the stuff was worth that was taken, speaking with the police, waiting for them to come and get the whatever samples they needed to come and get, and then standing by the door for 3 hours because I couldn't leave it alone because there was a great big fucking hole in it.
Yeah.
I couldn't go off. I had 3 coffees in 4 hours and I was absolutely hopping when I got home. I just fell into bed and went to sleep until about lunchtime.
It's a bit different to my day.
What did you get up to today?
Do you know what, right? It's really nice having a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday job. I've never felt so happy in all of my life.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Thanks.
That's all I have to say.
Cheers.
Okay. Yeah. Some of us are still suffering through shift work, although it does mean that I'm getting quite a lot of freelance stuff done, which is pretty nice. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
No, to be fair, right? The only downside to Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job is, like before, if I got 2 days off through the week and I was finishing at 3 o'clock, like say on the Monday, having Tuesday, Wednesday off and not starting until 2:30 on the Thursday, that's like the majority of your week you can just sit and game.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas now it's like, feels like the majority of my day I'm just sat working, rather than gaming. And then when I come home, I am just absolutely knackered and just want to get straight into bed.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's like my stuff now. I'm hoping to be able to do once, if touch wood, I get this house, and once that's all sorted. To be fair, today they took my holding deposit, so I'm going to get some stuff tomorrow. Apparently, get the ball rolling. I don't know how long the process takes, but once I've got that, I'm just hoping that I'll have more time to do freelance stuff, and eventually, maybe in a couple of months, I can try and do that full time.
Yeah.
See how it works. So we'll see. Shift work hasn't entirely killed me yet, but if I'd have spent any more time in Manchester, it would have done.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we both just sort of hit the wall at the same time, didn't we?
Yeah, it was really weird how we synchronized that.
Yeah, we were both going through a similar sort of stuff at the same time, and we were both just saying exactly the same thing to each other, going, I cannot be arsed with where I work right now because no one else gives a shit apart from me, and I get used and abused, and my hole is the size of Mount Etna.
Yeah, pretty much. That was pretty much the gist of all the conversations that we were having, and they were happening almost daily. Then the
I was going to
opportunity
try
arose for me
I was
to
gonna-
run away from my problems, and I ran away from my problems.
I was going to try and make a joke towards an eclipse.
Oh yeah, because that's happening now. Well,
right now, I think.
but it probably won't matter because we're not going to put this. This isn't like live, so
No. What is it? So you like the that what is it? That geezer guy who ran the full length of Africa. Sky
Russ,
News. Yeah.
Russ, the
Sky
hardest
News are
geezer.
live streaming it. Yeah, they're live streaming it. They still are live streaming it.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, no. So we've both been going through a lot of stuff, and there's been a lot of movement around and stuff like that, trying to synchronize where we are. And someone texted me on Saturday morning saying, "Are you off to the game today?" And I says, "Hell yes." And then went to the game and then saw this just absolute beautiful bundle of joy just sat right in front of me, and I'm like, please give me. He went to go shake my hand, and I just cuddled him.
Yeah, yeah, that was lovely. That was a lovely moment.
Yeah,
And we had a
And
good laugh, and it was very nice. It has been very nice, and is very nice to be back. I have to say.
the I think the very nice moment was when I turned around and I said, "So why have you come to the game today?" And you went, "To see you."
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit about the football.
I think that was a lie.
Honestly,
because
I,
because you clearly look like you're enjoying yourself there, my friend.
right, yeah, we can all say things in the heat of the moment, but I didn't know that was going to happen. If we'd have gone 2-0 down, I'd have taken you, and we would have left.
I think, to be fair, at halftime we was contemplating leaving.
I
though,
was
weren't we?
seriously, when I kept turning around and going, should we just go for some food? I was saying it like a joke, but I was dead serious. If you'd have said yes, we would have gone.
When Harry the steward came up and he said, "Right, come on, get out," and I'm like, "Yes, thank you so much."
Take me away.
And then you're
Take
like,
whatever it
"No,
is."
he has to suffer with us all."
It turned out to be a very good day.
Yeah,
So I'm happy.
it was good. Well, I think that's it. Normally we do like 2 hours.
Sorry, this is so adult, right? This is such adulting, sad, boring, fucking. On the way home, I couldn't remember whether the house I've just looked at had a letterbox. And then I was worried about how I was going to get letters. Right? So I've just had a look at the pictures and it's got a letterbox. I couldn't be happier.
I know how to make you happier.
Matondo!
Fuck you.
Oh, mate, this has been nice. It's been good. We should do this again.
It's good. This has been a bit of because we've had a plan, it's been a bit like meandery and nice and just finding your feet again. It's been good.
It's been just as bad as the first episode we ever did.
Oh, do you remember that?
Bad.
I actually don't remember that. Not properly.
No, to be fair, I don't either. Hang on, right,
I remember that one that we did. There was one that we did that we got to the end and we just said, no, that was rubbish. We'll just do another one. But that's not this one, and this has been Bedlam. Let's go. Thank you very much for watching. Au revoir.
Joking. How do I turn it off?
That would have been so much funnier if that had landed properly. Because even I didn't know what you were doing. Oh, What the fuck is the noise coming out of my computer?
I think this is This is the song that plays when it's doing the 30-second countdown thing at the start. Oh no, it's not. It's completely different.
Completely different song.
Do you know what's really good, right? That we can play this music and not get copyright struck in Russia or Belarus.
They'll appreciate that. They will.
Right. To be fair, I think we've exploited all our knowledge on StreamYard for a long time. And depending on how this turns out, we may need someone to pay for StreamYard for us. So if you want to sponsor us, we'll put your name in the top corner.
Either that or I'll pay for it, and whoever the generous person is, they can pay my council tax bill. I promise it works out at about the same.
I don't actually know how much it costs.
Neither do I.
Anyway, so the reason why
Potential
we're
future
saying
homeowners. Yeah.
right. So this might not be as frequent to start off with. So don't get your hopes up. It's not gonna be every week, because as you've just heard, we are quite busy.
Still very busy people. We've got very busy lives and very busy things to do.
We have jobs, all right.
We do have jobs. One of them's 9 to 5, and the other one appears to be 2 o'clock in the morning until about 7 a.m.
Oh, I can't upload a logo until I pay for it.
Oh, it's been a learning
But
experience.
you can add overlays and stuff, can't you? Okay.
Do you not have to pay for that?
Yeah.
Ah, well. Council tax. What can I say? Well, as we find
Honestly,
out,
I am being deadly serious. If someone who's listening to this wants to pay for it, or there's like a business, or you own a business or something like that,
or you
and
already use StreamYard and we just use your account and upload our shit onto it. But I won't tell anyone. I won't tell StreamYard. I won't tell that duck. He looks like he's scheming something. He looks like he's planning.
Technically, no one would know either, would they?
Well, they'll never know.
They'll never know.
How would they know?
Do you remember all those logos that I made yesterday? Well, technically, I didn't make them, but
Yeah.
should we do a poll?
We should definitely do a poll. I have my favourite.
I don't know which one my favourite is.
I have my favourite, but yeah, we'll definitely do a poll. So stay tuned for that. Should we get out of it?
Yeah, to that one person that just is listening to this going, are they still talking?
I'm still talking shit. They've just been meandering about StreamYard for the last 5 minutes. What the fuck are they on about? I was talking about council tax for.
Right. Anyway, I don't need to do like the whole subscribe to us on social media, because this is what the new thing does at the end.
We all we literally do have to say is have a wonderful week and fuck you.
Ciao.